Hold up. Hold up. Let me stop you right here. And if you haven't seen my past few videos, talking about why Dragon Ball Super is deeper than we think, or the other one, what they're trying to tell us, why did Dragon Ball do this? It's like with King Yama looking at, a jelly bean and shit. Go watch those before you watch this video, because this is gonna be an important. I think I'm gonna call this the third installment of the plot of Dragon Ball. It's a lot deeper than we think, bro. I swear. Give me some time to cook. I'm gonna prove to you why. But yeah, hold up, bro. This is the best way I could describe. Like, on me, there's been a lot of people over the years, just for Dragon Ball period. They just don't like it no more. They say it's like not as gory, not as exciting, not this, not that. And that's because y'all understand. We grew up with Dragon Ball Z. We grew up with the blood. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of more rough around the edges back in the day. It wasn't really as child friendly as it is now. It feels like, but like I said before, we're in a different time. But I do feel like we're at a point where we really don't do like research. A lot of people don't understand language, words, symbolism, and I'm just gonna be here to break down what I have noticed, what I have evaluated from the plots, from the characters, from all that in this game, or just in the show, because I feel like a deeper message can be interpreted from the show, but a lot of people, due to the lack of understanding of language and stuff like that, they just don't know. So let me go to, I guess, my first meaning of what I mean, right? So Zeno, right? That's where I want to start. That's where I want to draw my attention to this video. Zeno, the destroyer god, but like above Beerus. He can delete reality just by a blink. He don't gotta really exert power for that. I wanna ask y'all real quick. Why do y'all think they made him a child? Why do y'all think they made a supreme god like that, or who's supposed to be supreme, a child? It's a question anybody could probably answer, but I don't think they would really come up with the right one unless they know. If y'all know about Gnosticism, which is like a earlier version of Christianity, of Islam, of Judaism, pretty much predating all the Abrahamic religions, Gnosticism, right? It talks about a god, right? A god, lord of the physical realm, that broke away from his mother prematurely, right? So what that sound like? Whenever you break away prematurely, that's like a tree, a oak tree trying to grow. My boy Groot trying to grow, and he's still in the baby stage. You know what I'm saying? He's still drinking baby milk, and you pull him out. That's pretty much what happened in Gnosticism. That's what they say with this god that rules over the physical realm. Broke away from his mother way too early than he was supposed to. And what we get, what we see, what would you see physically out of that? You would see a child, right? Most likely, right? A god with a childlike mindset, or literally a child. All right, so boom. Fast forward. As I said in the other videos, so kind of backtrack. I said, pay attention to the hierarchy. Why has the hierarchy always been where it seems like the subordinates are stronger than the masters, right? Example, Kami on the lookout. Mr. Popo can stop Kid Goku, train with him, and then also do the same thing with Kid Trunks and Goten years later down the road. Never seen Kami do that. I'm pretty sure he would throw his back out trying to do what he did, right? Exhibit B. When we watch Battle of Gods, and at the very end we find out that Whis is the teacher of the same dude that everybody was trying to scrap with and had no chance. You know what I'm saying? What's up with that? Exhibit C. After the Future Trunks arc, we get two Zenos. So we no longer see that he's not omnipotent. It's not just one Zeno over all versions of time, but it's that he's not omnipotent. He's not as strong as we thought, even though he's a destroyer deity. You know what I'm saying? A lord of lords, I guess, if you want to call him that. That boy sits above the other gods of destruction, is what I see. But he's still not as high as the Grand Priest, because I don't see two Grand Priests unless that other Grand Priest that Goku called lost his. You get what I'm saying? Unless somebody lost a job, I think there's only one Grand Priest, which would make him technically more powerful than Zeno, right? Why am I talking about this in relation to? I'm talking about the Bible. I'm talking about Christianity, Judaism, Gnosticism. Pete. So as I said before, just said before, in Gnosticism, the god of the physical realm broke away from his mother too early. The mother we call Sophia, right? Then what this god did, upon creating the physical realm, is cutting off the physical realm to the higher planes of reality, the higher planes of Godhood, I guess I should say. So inevitably, inevitably, hold up. What happens, you lose what's at the top, because you're going to the bottom, especially if the God so-called cut us off in order to maintain the physical realm. You kind of lose something whenever you get down into a physical body, right? Which is kind of how I described in the story of Goku. Oh yeah, so this is like a part 4 really, because I said is Goku a god. It really relates to the story of Jesus. I'm gonna say it again how it does, right? It's crazy sentence until I explain it, right? So as you can see, right, and or as you remember, Dragon Ball Z beginning, Goku came down in the same pod. Now the story got retconned with how that happened, where he was like a young baby, young buck. Boy got sent whenever he was still crying in one, but then he had Saiyan armor in another. But I'm gonna just take the crying in one, like where he had to bump his head and stuff. He was still, you know what I mean, very young, and that's kind of reminiscent to how it is coming down into the body. You know, I can't really say more so for Jesus. That boy was doing work whenever that boy was like 6 years old. But for the most part, for people like us, when you were born into a body, you have no memory. Everything that you know is gonna come from your parents, is gonna come from your environment, and then the thoughts that you later develop as a person. But upon arrival, aka crash landing, aka incarnating, you don't know anything. Hence why he bumps his head. He forgets his mission, what he was sent here for, and you have to regain that through experience, through teachings, all that stuff, right? Boom. As you get up, as you grow, you're shaped, like I said, by your environment, by your life, by your thoughts, and that dictates how you act as a person, what you do, you know, how you think, and just your purpose, and how you end up affecting other people's purpose based on how you make them feel or what you do, stuff like that, right? Boom. Fast forward to Super. This dude meets the god of everything, or the destroyer, you know. He meets Zeno, the god. Finds out it ain't what he thought. Cause it's crazy how Beerus, he expects respect. He demands respect. I should say that. He threatens destruction if you ain't respecting his game. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't respect his title, you probably gonna get deleted by him as well. If you don't make the right food for him, he probably gonna delete your shit as well. But like, it's like that. But Zeno, on the other hand, he respects the fact that Goku is authentic, right? He respects the fact that he doesn't change his demeanor. Pretty much, he's not being fake. He's being straight up. He gave him a nickname of that. Like, no one's ever done that for him, for Zeno, which is why he respects him, because it's like, damn, you different. You know, like, you're not like everybody else acting fake. You got a face for everybody else, and then when you get to me, you want to bow, you want to act all scared, but you ain't like that all the time. Goku authentic. That boy don't give, he don't give two. He probably don't know. But my point in saying all this is to say, like, well, what are they trying to tell us with this? The dynamics between mortal and gods. Like, I feel like what is looked at, or what is supposed to be looked at, who is supposed to be looked at as subordinates, as lesser than, actually probably have more power than the superior, because it took a whole tournament risking their existence really to I guess validate the existence of said universes. You know, they didn't have to do that. The tournament of power wasn't necessary. You know, Zeno could have just been like, you know what, I like this, I don't like this, I really don't like what you said to me last meeting, we just gonna take this like it is. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like a game. Like, I see it like as a game of playing chess, and they even have this realm built like that. Shout out to the Chinese or the Japanese for the yin yang. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of different practices that you could apply to ideas like this, but it's all pretty much the same. We're talking about the duality, the natural duality that's inside of us, which is also expressed in this realm, but we call it polarity. It's like, it's different but the same. You gotta find where it line up though, you know? Because it's not all gonna be like, you know, night and day like this. Boy, hold up. Got him. Let me just do this right quick. It's something to think about, I feel like. I think we have a lot more power than we give ourselves. And I feel like who we call God isn't exactly what we think it is. It might not be this infinite, omnipotent, you know, overarching force that we need to be afraid of or revere, because it seemed like out of all the people that Zeno's ever met in his entire existence, Goku was the one that became his friend. Goku was the one that changed that up. Why? Being authentic, being himself. Even maybe if Beerus, him being a god himself, though, if he did the same thing, maybe he can get away with it, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe Goku just saucy with it like that. You know what I'm saying? He got that aura. You know what I'm saying? But like that's what I'm trying to say to y'all. I don't know if y'all really feel me on what I'm trying to tell y'all, but it's like I don't even know if y'all really believe in religion. But even if you're like atheist, agnostic, I feel like it's still something to consider. That the power you have, you should evaluate that, and that really comes with understanding what you're good at. Understanding what a lot of people might compliment you for, what they might know you for, hopefully for a positive thing, not anything crazy like a gossiper or some shit talker or something like that, a liar. Maybe you have positive attributes about yourself you've never noticed that other people admire about you, that if you flesh it out a little more, if you brought it out, if you have people see that side of you a lot more, you probably have a lot better results in your life, instead of looking to something or someone outside of you to bring that life to you. What I'm saying is that you could be no Satan shit though. You could be your own God, because every time I say that, I feel people get afraid because they're like, yo, your own God. Isn't that what Lucifer tried to do? But it's like he only brought knowledge. If we're gonna go by the Bible canonically, he was only there to bring knowledge. That boy was in the garden. He boy said, yo, look, listen, that tree right there, the tree of knowledge, if the Lord says that you die for a lack of knowledge, but you can't get this tree because it'll give you too much knowledge, what is he trying to say to you? It seems like it's oxymoronish, right? At least looking at it from the perspective of said God, seems manipulative, right? And really that's what I'm trying to get y'all to see, is that like the God of destruction, Beerus, right? You would think a God would be moral. You would think they would be like, you know, good, but God doesn't mean good. It doesn't mean good. It's missing the O. I'm just saying, it's missing the O. That they gotta really, like, I don't know, make a Bible for dummies. I'm not calling niggas dummies, but it's just like the way the Bible is written is meant to. If it seems like it's supposed to be, dang, I could have easily just. Anyway, yeah, bro. I feel like the way that the Bible is read, if you read it in the opposite perspective, opposite of the God, it makes way more sense that, first of all, God got mad that Adam and Eve got knowledge, and then for the rest of humanity's life, they're cursed. But it also says in that book that the sons or the daughters shall not take on the sins of the fathers, shall not take on the sins of the parents in the New Testament, which would say that no matter what your ancestors did, quote unquote, you shall not be punished for what they did. But yet here we are. They say they have to have pain through childbirth because of that incident. We have to till the field, work for the rest of our lives because of that incident. But at the same time, they said that we shall not take on the sins of the father. But it seems like he's not even holding up to that. So it's like, God, what you talking? What you saying, bro? Like, you lying to me or what, bro? Like you gotta really look at the guys like that with a side eye. You gotta be like Goku in it. You gotta be like, just you. Be authentic. Don't whenever you pray, don't come to God like, dear Holy Father, like, you know what I'm saying? How Beerus be bound out of fear, but then every time he go back to Earth or Supreme Kai Planet, that boy back on his G shit. Like, come on, man. You need to talk to God with the same energy. That's how you get that respect, is what I'm trying to say here. That's what they're trying to show you. But they don't outright say that, which is funny. You just have to kind of like peep it, which is why I like, I like, I like cinema. I like stuff for the plot. I like to understand what they're trying to tell me through art, through the screen, maybe through dialogue. I used to be about the action. Like I used to try to go to an action movie, like maybe like Marvel movies. I used to be like, man, like that movie was lame based on the action. Like that was really based off the cutscenes, based off the action scenes. That's how I would base the movie. Now I base it off that plot. What are they trying to tell me? What are they trying to teach me? And that's what I get from this. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if I'm reaching or I ain't gonna lie to you, but I feel like I nailed it though. I read a lot. I understand a lot. Bible, Quran is just a couple of the literatures I read, but let me know what y'all think about that idea though, because I know, like I said, not everybody's religious, not everybody's agnostic, not everybody cares, but I do feel like Dragon Ball, especially Dragon Ball Super, it shouldn't get the hate that it does, just because people might not want to delve deeper or understand. Because this is far from a theory. This is stuff that I thought about. I'm like, it kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense. Let me know if it do to you too, though, or if I'm just tweaking. But yeah, man, y'all be easy though. This is just another little quick one, just for fun though. But hey, look at your dumb ass, boy. I got something else I gotta use, boy. Yeah, y'all be easy though, man. I fuck with y'all. Peace. There you go, trying to home and dash so much.